This is Dr. Dev. I'm a Chief Medical Oncologist at Omega Cancer Hospital, Visakhapatnam. Today, I'm here to discuss about very important topic, that is head and neck cancers. So all the cancers that are arising from the head and neck region, especially the oral cavity, the hypopharynx or larynx or the neck region, are included in the head and neck cancers. So discussing about head and neck cancer is very important because head and neck cancers are the most important cause of cancers or most important cancers that have been reported in Indian subcontinent and also abroad. And it leads to a lot of social taboo, a lot of disfigurement, and a lot of other social issues. And that's the reason it's very imperative and it's a need of the hour to discuss about head and neck cancers for its prevention. And in the next couple of minutes, I'll be taking you guys over the various aspects of head and neck cancers, like what are the important risk factors, how do these patients present to us, and what are the diagnostic modalities available, and then how do we prevent. Ultimately, what we needed is how to prevent this cancer. So these are the topics which I'll be discussing in the next couple of minutes. And let's move on to the risk factor. The most important risk factor which is responsible for head and neck cancer is tobacco. Tobacco in the form of cigarette smoking or BD smoking, or it could be in the form of smokeless tobacco like kaini, gutka, chewing, and etc. So this is responsible for 70 to 80% of the head and neck cancers. And other risk factors include alcohol consumption, prolonged sun exposure, and we do have a certain infections which can cause head and neck cancers. For example, Epstein-Barr virus is responsible for nasopharyngeal carcinoma, and human papilloma virus has been associated with hypopharyngeal carcinomas. And there are certain pre-malignant conditions. Pre-malignant, I mean, they're not cancers, but they can later on develop into a cancer. So we have two pre-malignant conditions like erythroplakia and leukoplakia. And we have one more like submucosal fibrosis. All these, they slowly can transform into full-blown head and neck cancers. And usually these patients, when they develop head and neck cancer, they present to us with a non-healing ulcer is involving the lateral border of the tongue, the oral cavity, or they can present to us with a non-specific URTA symptoms. They can sometimes present to us with a difficulty in chewing, difficulty in swallowing, or they can present to us with recurrent nasal blocks. And very often nasopharyngeal carcinoma patients present to us with lumps in the neck. These are the glands which get enlarged by metastasis. When the disease spreads to the bones and lungs, they do come with symptoms like bony pains or difficulty in breathing. So whenever the patient comes to us with these symptoms, we examine. And when we have a suspicion of malignancy, we take a biopsy from that lesion and we examine and we confirm or we refute the diagnosis. Once we confirm the diagnosis, we stage the patients into 4 stages, 1, 2, 3, 4, depend by doing various scans like PET CT or CT scan or MRI scan, whichever is required, or bone scan, and we stage them into 4 stages. And on a broader aspect, stage 1 and 2 patients, we do surgery first, depending upon the histopathological findings. We give adjuvant radiotherapy plus or minus chemotherapy in these patients. For stage 3 patients, usually we don't go with surgery upfront. We do give chemotherapy or we give chemotherapy combined with radiotherapy in these patients. And in stage 4 patients, usually they are not curative and we go for palliative therapy. So what do I mean by palliative therapy? Palliative therapy includes either chemotherapy or targeted therapy or immunotherapy. So all of you would have heard about the traditional chemotherapy, but what do you mean by targeted therapy and immunotherapy? So targeted therapy is the one which goes and attacks the target, the driver mutation, which is responsible for the cancer. And immunotherapy is the one which causes enhancement of our own immune system so that the immune system goes and attacks the cancer. So the immunotherapy has revolutionized the treatment options in cancer over the last couple of years, maybe 5 to 6 years. And there are very good results in few cancers. And a lot of trials are there where immunotherapy has been evaluated in head and neck cancers, and there are some positive results in head and neck cancers as well. So despite all these progress, the outcomes of head and neck cancers are still dismal. Only 50% will be alive for 5 years, despite the best treatment available so far. So the cancer is so bad and it has so dismal outcomes. So what is the best way to prevent or to treat this cancer is prevention. As I always said that prevention is better than cure. And what are the preventive measures? What are the preventive measures available for head and neck cancers? the most important preventive measure is to avoid the risk factors, especially tobacco consumption, alcohol consumption, exposure to sunlight for prolonged period, and maintaining the oral hygiene so that we can avoid infections, and having safe practices, and having clinical examination on regular basis. What I mean by clinical examination, that is screening, cancer screening on a regular basis. Cancer screening is very common in Western countries, but in India it is still in a very at very initial stages. Not many people are aware about the cancer screening program. There are various cancers which are prevented or diagnosed at early stage by undergoing regular screening. So cancers like breast cancer, which is very common in women, colon cancer, cervical cancer, which is very common in rural India. All these cancers can be diagnosed at a very early stage by undergoing regular screening after the age of 40 to 50 years. So with this, I would like to end, and I wish safe health to everyone. And I thank MedTalks for giving me this opportunity. In the next coming session, we'll be coming up with a new cancer and what are the symptoms and best ways to prevent and treat. Thank you.